Wow. Okay, you guys really like my stuff. I got an outpouring of help from everybody. It's like saying, hey, here, Malahan, here's kind of where it cuts off, and I think if you go from here to here, I think it's going to be okay. And the guy stops talking after 8.5 minutes, and I was, thank you for loving my content so much that you're offering your own services and insight into making it better. Like, that's the most awesome form of love I could ever feel. So thank you, and it worked, and thank you for your help. I went back and I watched the video, and the good news is the kid I was former graduate I was watching stream only was like streaming loudly for the first 8.5 minutes. So I'm going to trim the video that I recorded earlier, and there was a really good stopping point where I kind of got done saying what I was saying in the first 8 minutes, first 8.5, and then right when that guy stops streaming, I say, but I digress. Back to the point. So, it kind of happened, little happenstance like that. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you here, in this brief little bit, what that first kind of 8 minutes was, because some people have been, excited and asking, you didn't really get to hear. I got a job offer that I've accepted at another school district here around the St. Louis area. And I was, while I was out advocating, actually, you know what? It's a really funny story because at 2:45 in the afternoon, an hour before I'm supposed to meet everybody at the Essen House to advocate, the school corporation calls me and offers me a job. You know, whether you believe, what you believe is what you believe, and how you believe your truth is completely yours, and I love it and I support it completely, okay? For me and my truth, you kind of have to think there's a little bit of divine intervention / divine irony / divine poetry in there. I do anyway, and so it just makes me smile and laugh. So that's what I was saying in the first about 8 minutes, and what I was kind of setting up was a story that I had from, and I'm trying to encapsulate who this man is to me. When I lived in Elkhart for the 8 years that I lived in Elkhart, I had a couple of mentors, and one of them you've already heard me talk about is the failed mentor, Andrew Wood, the current principal of Middlebury Entitlement Schools, and the reason why I had to leave that school district. And then I also had a couple others in different capacities, in my life. And I'm a firm believer that a wise man only listens to his own words, while a fool only listens to his own words, while a wise man has many counselors. Which is ironic because some people think I'm only listening to my words, and yet I've moved aside and there's 200 people behind me shouting the same words. And when I turn that mirror on Middlebury Community Schools, they don't like to be shown that they only like to listen to their words and they shut everybody up. So it's kind of a little bit of irony there. Regardless, I was talking with a former mentor of mine who lives in Elkhart, and as a man I respect greatly, and he's slightly older than I am, and he's a good father, and he's just someone I was just having a conversation with, just an intellectual peer, an associate, a good man in my world. And so all we were doing was talking about why I was doing this, the mic job, and he asked me, what's the end game? For Middlebury Community Schools specifically, he goes, what's the end game for the MESS, the MESS? And I said, it's got to be twofold. One, you got to go in and you got to eliminate all the corruption. You have to rip it out if they don't want to go. Like, that's what has to happen first. But if you don't heal the gaping wound after the corruption is ripped out, you're just setting it up for infection again. And I've had so many kids go to the Career Center and come back with more medical knowledge than I'll ever be able to remember or pronounce half the time. But one thing that I'm sure of, no matter what, is that if you have a wound that is exposed and you don't clean it, it's bound to get infected, probably by the same stuff that infected it before. So part 2 would be then to heal the community and invest into growing a trustworthy community. That would be kind of the end game. And then we went into kind of describing the differences between the district I was at and the district that I'm going to. So when you chime back into the video, it'll say, and I digress. And it'll start saying, and I was talking with this guy. And then from that point forward, I didn't hear any Twitch eruptions, as I've called them. So hopefully the rest of the video makes sense. I really, really appreciate you guys, getting on there and on top of this one right away. And thank you for your help. So if you notice anything in this one or in the other one still, you guys know how to light me up. You guys are reaching out, so please keep doing so. Love you guys. Thanks for your help. Really, truly. We out.